Look at that. Doesn't it look fabulous? Alright, welcome to day 3. Third time's a charm. Let's get into it. Okay, so I have here 200 milliliters of condensed coconut milk. I'm going to pour it into 800 milliliters of water. Now I'm going to add 10 Kaffir lime leaves. Three Pandan leaves. These Pandan leaves, I'm just going to tie them. Okay, so the goal was to boil it down to 400 milliliters, and this is just about that, give or take a little bit. Now we're going to put this aside and get to work on our yeast. So I have with me here now 6 tablespoons of warm water, and now I'm going to add our yeast into it. I've got 3 teaspoons of yeast. A teaspoon of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of flour. Now I'm just going to mix this all together. Now that everything's fully incorporated, I'm just going to put this aside and leave it to grow. Now we've come to the most excellent part of this batter, egg bun. So we're going to be using in total 12 eggs, 2 whole eggs, and the rest will be just 10 egg yolks. Okay, let's get to cracking this. Okay, the eggs are all out. So now I'm going to add 300 grams of sugar. And now I'm just going to mix them until the sugar dissolves. Okay, so now the sugar is fully dissolved into the eggs. So I have with me 300 grams of tapioca flour, also known as tapioca starch, and our coconut milk, which has been sitting and has completely cooled down. Now we're going to add them in an alternate fashion, one by one. After adding a little bit of the tapioca flour, I'm now going to mix it. Now for the final part. Okay, so now it's time to add our yeast, which has been not so patiently waiting for us. Okay, just chuck that right in. Whew. All those bubbles. Mixer away, and we are going to strain this. And so after straining it, I'm going to hit it with this wooden spatula for about 15 minutes. 15-minute workout. Okay, so I've been punching it for 15 minutes, and now all that's left to do is to let it rest for 3 hours. And I'm going to cover it with this piece of cloth. You can also use plastic wrap. Tuck it there. See you again in 3 hours. 3.5 hours have passed. It is currently 5 o'clock in the morning. And the Bika Ambon is finally ready to bake. So now all I'm going to do is just to mix this in beneath that thick layer of bubbles. All that's left to do is to pour it in. Okay, let's just put it in. As for the oven settings, we're going to have it on 170 degrees Celsius, middle rack, bottom heat, and for the first 30 minutes, we're going to leave the oven door slightly open. After that, we're going to close it and set it to bottom and top heat, and leave it in until it's done. Are you ready for a look? Ta-da! massive cake, literally. We'll be making Bika Ambon, or the Indonesian Honeycomb cake. This cake is really popular in Indonesia and is originally from North Sumatra, Indonesia. The cake itself is light yellow with a very unique flavor and look. It's very moist and has these distinctive honeycomb-like patterns on the inside. It's something you should be able to recognize just by the scent. It's also really difficult to make, apparently. Failure normally results in the cake not rising, so you don't get that honeycomb shape and it tastes kind of off. So I've prepared a whole lot of these ingredients here because of my confidence in myself, and definitely not because I think it'll fail the first time. I'm kind of reminded of how when I first went mountain climbing, and we immediately went for the second tallest mountain in Indonesia, and after that we couldn't walk for 3 days. Okay, so let's start making it. Okay, so it's been 3 hours. 3 hours and 30 minutes to be exact. And it's time for the moment of truth. Okay. Come on. Oh, yes, yes! Look at those bubbles! Yes! Let's see. We did it. We did it! I think, I hope so. But these bubbles are a great sign. Alright, welcome to day 2. We're tackling Bika Ambon again. Last time it seems like I used too much yeast. Okay, so I've successfully made Bika Ambon. That's one more thing I've always wanted to do, and now I've done it. It is Bika Ambon. I think I'm going back to sleep. Good night, everybody. No, good morning. But not in that way.